Hey friends, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our NextJS project series. In this video, we are going to use the sign up form to create the user account, right? But before that, we have created a sign up API in the last video, and we have a little bug in that API, and I will show you and we'll fix that, right? So let's come over here and open the Postman, and here we're gonna see this is our sign up request. Let's use the data. I'm gonna say name. Here is name Aslan, and email that is gonna be Aslan at the rate web script.info, and password is gonna be as usual 123456. Now this is a get request, okay, and we are going to send this request, and here we have got invalid request type. But in our code, as we don't have any thing like that, once this thing validated, and after that this code will execute, right? There is no blocker, there is nothing like that. So to fix this, either you can say return from here, or you can take everything inside the else block, right? Why is that? Because if the request type is not correct, but still we have created an account. If you go and check your MongoDB, refresh, and here you're gonna see the request type was incorrect, but still I have an account. I have created an account that's arsalan@webscript.info, right? That's incorrect. So let's fix that little bug. And we're gonna over here, we'll say else. If this is incorrect, then execute this and nothing else. Otherwise, if that is right, that's a post request, then we'll execute the else block and we'll take everything inside that. Cool, right? Save. Now let's try this Postman and use this send request, and we got invalid request type. Now let's verify the database and let's refresh. So here no record created for Arsalan, right? So that's working fine. Now let's change the request type, post, and send. And here we have got this request, this user. Now it has an account. Okay, so cool. Now some of you may be looking for the code snippet, right? So some of you may want this code snippet. You can simply go and found it here. I will attach the link in the description of the previous video because that's the previous video code. So simply go write post and let's give it a title. We'll say next.js sign up API using Mongo TB. Just give it any name. And here, please find the below code snippet for a user sign up request in Next.js environment or in Next.js architecture or environment. Cool. So let's hit an enter, and then we have got another place. Let's change this to make it a code, and let's go to the code. Let's copy the stuff from here. So everything I've copied, this code is snippet, and let's paste over here. So you can find this link in the description of previous video because this is sign up request, right? And let's give it a tag that's next.js, and there is no image for that, so let's simply publish it. Your post shared successfully, and let's go recent, and here is next.js sign up API using MongoDB. Oh, there was a mistake. Okay, let's go to the profile, and let's just sign up. Let's click on this edit, and we have attached this. Let's change this and let's paste the code again, and don't forget to press this plus, then only it will push the code. Okay, fine. And next.js tag, and now let's update this post. Post updated successfully. Let's go to the web script, resend, next.js, and here we've got this code. So if you have any doubt, you can let me know in the comment section of this post also. I will try to reply and answer your questions. Thank you. So here, let's close this, close this, close this, and let's go. And here, back. So this API is working fine, and we are gonna have a sign up form, right? So sign up, let's close this API, profile, sign up, index.js. And here's we have name, email, and address. Okay, so we'll create some state variable first. Say const, that's too much, on name, password, and all of them are empty. Also, we're gonna have error. If you're getting any error or message, set error message. We're gonna say use state, or let's have it empty. Okay, or let's have it null. So it can have two types, either null or string. So error message, and that's fine. So here's our form, and here we're doing the submit. Type is submit, so we can simply submit a form. So here we're gonna say on submit sign up handler. Now we need to create this function sign up handler. Let's go over here, say const sign up handler, and this expects an event. Okay, cool. So here I say event dot prevent default. It will avoid the default behavior of the browser. Instead of like submitting form, refreshing, all those stuff happen, I don't want all of them to happen, right? So simply ignore them. And here we have name, email, and password. So we need all of this thing. Say const payload equals to, say, name, comma, email, comma, password, right? So we'll pass this payload to our sign up request. So where we are going to have all of our requests. So basically I will create a folder for our request, and then we'll use that single file for all of our requests. Okay, so here I'm going to create a folder and we'll say client, and in this client we'll create a file that's a request.js. Okay, and here in this file we'll create a function to get the request. Okay, but also we'll create a config file for our base URL and all this stuff, config.js. And here we're going to say export const base URL, that is base URL is http colon local, sorry, http, yeah, slash localhost colon 3000. So this is our base URL. Let's save this back to the sign up page. No, let's go to the request page. Also, we need to install a library, Axios, to make the request. Simply go and install that library. So you're going to say npm install, I'm going to say Axios. So Axios is installed now, so we can use it, right? So we'll say simply export const. Here we'll give it a name like sign up, and then here we'll say payload. We expect a payload over here. That's our request body, and then we'll use try, then catch, then get the error, and we'll return the error, right? But here, what I'm gonna do, I will first make a request and see how it's working. So const, and here we'll say response equals to await and Axios, right? So here we have got Axios, and as I'm using await over here, so this function needs to be an asynchronous function, right? Axios and it's a post request. So use base URL plus, and here we say slash. What is that? Let's add slash API. Okay, save this, and let's come to the request API slash sign up. Okay, so this is a request URL, and we got the response over here. Let's console it. Console.log, and here we're gonna say response. Okay, let's save this and save this too. So here we're gonna say sign up. We need to import this. Sorry, sign up, right? So here we're gonna say import, and here we're gonna say from. We're gonna say back, and let's go to the client, and let's go to the request, and here we're going to say sign up, and here we're going to pass the payload, right? And here we're going to say const response, or maybe result equals to, and this here I need to use await because this is an asynchronous function. So here we'll make this async await result, and simply console.log and say result. But wait a minute. So here we are request.js. Here we are logging this thing. So we don't have to do this console log over here. We'll just simply see how it is working. And let's place this name, email, and password to the input fields we have over here. We'll simply say value, that is going to be name, and on change, that is going to be event, and we'll say set name event dot target dot value. And next we're going to have email, we'll say value, that is going to be email, and change event, and here we're going to sorry event, and here we're going to say set email event dot target dot value. And next we have password, so we'll say value, that is going to be password, and on change, that is going to event, and here we'll say set password event dot target dot value. Save this. Okay, cool. Let's try and it's working or not. Let's see the request is going for the data or not. Spiked. Let's reload. Let's go to the network tab. Clear your logs. And here we're gonna say name Ahmad, and here we'll say Ahmad at the rate script.info, and here we'll say 1 2 3 4 5 6, whatever it is, sign up. So it's got 400 preview. So here it is error message and has error true. So we have got some error, but request is working fine. We can send the request API sign up. So probably why is that? Preview response headers, and here we are not sending the data. So where is our data? Bro, we're not sending the data. So here we are going to say where is our sign up and request.js, and here we're going to say what is it, payload. Yep, save. Now let's try it again. Let's reload, and let's say Ahmad, and here we say Ahmad at the rate web script.info, and here we say 1 2 3 4 5 6. Click on the sign up, and it's 201. Whoa, it's worked. Payload is name, email, and password. Preview is, this is the response we have got from the our API, right? Our sign up API. Let's go to the MongoDB and let's refresh over here. Open it. Come on. So here we have got Ahmad at the rate of script.info. So it's working fine, and you can see the log also over here. So here is the log, and here we've got this data, and here we have body. So it's like too much, right? 1 2 3 4 5, so many details. With the data we're getting body and then all this stuff. So invalid DOM property for, so here we have to fix this HTML for, you mean HTML for, so let's replace that, and that is somewhere like, so simply go and do your sign up form index.js, and here's the for. So let's go, and where is the for? How many places? 2 3, that's all. We'll say for HTML equals to, save this, sorry, it's HTML4. HTML4. Yeah. Let's try it again and see, are we getting any error? So we are not getting any error, no warning that HTML4 resolved. So this is working fine. We can create the user. Now it's time to wrap up the things in a beautiful way. So here we go, and here we request.js, and here we're getting some res and so many nested objects, right? Basically, if we don't handle these objects, or sometimes we may don't get the property what we are expecting from the server. Let's say I'm expecting body and I'm not getting the body. So you may end up an error and your screen will be blast. So to fix that, we are gonna create something, a function, a helper. So here I'm going to say export const and then get value. And why I'm writing this function, let me tell you. Let's say you have a very nested object, obj equals to a, and you're going to say a, and inside this a we have b, and inside this b we have c, and then c, right? So you want this c value. For that you have to say, you have to write something like obj dot a dot b dot c. Let's say you are not getting that response from your API, and then your code will be break and your user see will an error, and it is a frustration for him, right? So we have to, so we are writing this helper function, utility function, to resolve our object. So we'll not be in this situation, and every time if there is something wrong happened and if that key doesn't exist, then we'll return a default value. So we'll say object and the path of the object. So basically that is going to be an array, say path, and then a default value which we expect if in case of like if there is no key exists. Okay, so my object needs to be an object, always an object, not an array. So I'll put a condition over here. So I'll write over here like let's say obj instance of array. If it is an instance of an array, then it's a problem. So I will say negation. So obj instance of an array, if it returns a false, let's say if it is not an array, it's an object, it will return a false, and then we'll make it true and we'll continue our process. So here we'll say we'll create a for and say let, and we'll expose this. So we'll say for, and when this for let, and we'll use this path array to find out the keys of within the object. So here we're gonna say let key of path, and here we're gonna check if again I will see this key exist within this object or not. For that I need to have a temporary variable, again let my value. So initially it is going to be obj, right? And now my value holds obj, and here we're gonna say key in my value. So if key exists within the my value within this object, means that is okay. We will go further inside the object and find out the right value, right? But what if it does not exist? So if key in my value not exist, then we'll return the default value, right? Else we'll update the my value. We'll say my value equals to, sorry, my value, and here we'll pass the key, right? So we'll update like that, my value equals to my value key. Okay, and once this iteration completed, we'll return my value. So whatever the value found, we'll return that. Otherwise we're going to return the default value. Okay, now let's make this function more secure. So we'll use try catch to handle exceptional cases. So here I will wrap this if within our try, say over here, and then catch I will say return default value, right? And default value, so we'll simply return the default value, something wrong happened, right? Default value, and also we'll log the error console, sorry, console.log, and here we'll log this error property. Okay, but we'll return this default value so it will not break. And what else we can do this? Okay, looks fine to me. Now let's try to execute this function. Okay, let's copy and go to your browser, clear console, now paste over here. So we have this get value. So we'll say var and we'll say obj1, that is going to be like a, and let's have b, let's have c, and then finally have the c string we're looking for, and hit enter. So I hope you already exist. Let's say obj2. Okay, that's fine. Now use this get value to get the value. So here we're gonna say obj2 and then specify the path. So it's returning this the whole value, right? Because there is a no path exist, this complete object. Now it will specify the path a. Now we got this b object, right? Here you can see. Now let's specify b. Okay, so we got c, and then we'll say c. We got c, and if there is something wrong happen, then we'll simply return null. Okay, so this is gonna working fine. Now let's use this. So here console log res, and if I will try to submit something, so 400 bad request, and if I say the network sign up, that's has error message true. So let's log here also console.log, and then I will say error. Okay, we'll log the error, and let's go to the console again, refresh, let's sign up, and error request failed with the status was 400, but not getting every detail. Like if I see the network tab, then you're gonna see sign up request and with a proper message, like what's the reason behind it. So because error, I don't know how it works, but if you log error, then you're gonna see error message like request failed with status 4, but it has a lot of other information. So if you do error dot response, save it, and let's submit the request, and you're gonna see you have got a data, and within this data you have this error message and has error true, right? So basically for this, if it is successful response, then there is nothing much to do except get the data. So we'll get directly the res, and we can simply say return res dot data, and that's it, res.response.data. But if there is an error, then we have to use get value, say get value, and use the error object, and within this error object we have this data, right? So first we need to write the key. So first one is the response, and the second key is data. So we'll say data, and that's all. So here we're going to return this value, save this, and let's go to the sign up page, and here let's fix this thing. If result dot has error, result has an error, then we'll say set error message, and here we're going to say result dot, what is that, error message. Let's copy this. Sorry, it's result dot error message, else will log console dot log, say sign up, or whatever the data we got, will simply log that and say result. Okay, cool. Save this, and we'll use this error message over here after this h1, say error message, and if there is an error message, then we'll simply use pre tag, and we'll say error message. Save this, and let's remove this semicolon, save this, and looks like fine. Let's go to the browser, let's refresh. Cool. So let's now submit, and you see name required. So let's make it a colorful, and here we're going to say style text transform, say capitalize, and the color is gonna be red. Okay, save, and name required, you can see over here updated. So let's put a name, Sachin, and sign up, and here the email required. Okay, let's put an email. Sachin@webscript.info. Now password required. So this all of them we are getting from the server. And here we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sign up. And has error false. Here's the body. These are the information like name, email, updated, and the ID of the user. So this is how we have created this sign up API, and it's working absolutely fine. Once the account got created, we're gonna remove the error as well as empty the inputs. Okay. So here we're gonna say set error message, and here we're gonna say empty string or basically null, and for set name empty string, set email empty string, and set password empty string. Okay, save this. Now try again and see if it's working or not. Also, yeah, that's fine. So once the account created, we'll navigate this user to the login page. Okay, and then we'll say slum at the rate webscript.info password sign up. Okay, so this is a sign up request. If you see the response, we have got the response. So user created, but we haven't navigated yet. So let's go and navigate the user. And here we're gonna say, so we'll use router for that. We say import router from next/router, and here we'll use this use router, and then we'll create this const router equals to use router. Okay, and then router dot replace. Here we go, and router dot replace, and here we're gonna say slash. So basically login page. After this, we are gonna go to the login page. Okay, let's check this working or not. Okay, and refresh, create an account. Now we're going to create an account, and here we're going to say create script.info, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's sign up. And now we are in the email login page. Please sign in. So it's working fine. We may need to handle some error cases, so we'll handle that later. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.